Welcome to the IESF European DOTA2 qualifiers for 2024. We are already well under with the playoffs, and this is gonna be the lower brackets. I'm Waxen, joined by Black, bringing you the upcoming best of three series between Team Hungary and Team North Macedonia. Black, Hungary's coming off of a lower bracket victory, and North Macedonia off of an upper bracket loss. So the momentum in this one could be very interesting to discuss.
Yeah, I'm usually siding with the lower bracket team that just won, especially in a sort of pickup team environment like this, where, yeah, momentum, motivation, team atmosphere is really, I think, half the battle. And in theory, Hungary should be pretty damn happy with themselves after their 2-0. And Sweden, they barely lost to Sweden. I mean, Sweden is not a bad squad, obviously, we know that.
Yeah.
But yeah, losing always, always stings. That being said, though, North Macedonia in the tournament itself, they really surprised me. I think they're a very strong team. Are they good enough to beat Hungary? Definitely. Will they beat Hungary by being handicapped? Well, that almost came out wrong. By being handicapped with having the momentum against them.
Yeah, but I gotta say, North Macedonia, I would say, should be more than happy with their victory over Team Sweden. Of course, they didn't beat Team Sweden, but they managed to clutch one map out of them, that being the first loss that Sweden has suffered all tournament long. In the end, they pushed it over the finish line with a dominating game 3, but North Macedonia has shown that they have the tools that it takes to take down the big teams. And yes, the Hungarian squad is looking very promising as they're slowly awakening to this tournament, but they're playing without their star player. Low Skill has not played for them today, which means North Macedonia might have the upper hand considering just coming off of a best of 3 versus 5 very skilled and experienced players in Team Sweden.
Yeah, generally why I give the advantage to the lower bracket team isn't just the momentum, but it's also because oftentimes the teams in the winner bracket actually didn't play. It's not the case here. They're
Yeah.
both plenty warmed up. You could even argue that they're more than warmed up playing against Sweden, and as you said, even beating them once. Whereas Kosovo, yeah, I mean, they're not a bad team, but by no means the caliber of Sweden. So, in theory, North Macedonia is definitely well prepared.
Well, now let's take a look at the Hungarian roster. We already covered the North Macedonian squad, and it will be Low Skill, who's not played today. He was actually replaced in their first series of the day by Solar, George, KDM, Sirix, and Solar. Wait, Solar played 2 roles? Huh. Anyway, we'll see. We'll see who they're actually fielding. This is their official roster. Maybe Low Skill has made time or can play in this best of 3, which I suspect would be slightly harder for Hungary than the first one of the day. And one victory here would obviously advance the teams and get them even closer to that desired top 5 that makes you qualified for the World Esports Championships. But yeah, these are the rosters. We kind of broke down what we expect to see from them. We talked about momentum, but let's look otherwise on the other matchups that are taking place at the same time. Black off stream, also part of the second lower bracket. Probably the spiciest one of them all. I gotta say, Poland versus Bulgaria. Poland, of course, without Nisha because he's right now in a very high contended match in the World Esports Championships. So he's not playing, and Bulgaria has had a resurgence with mind control. Who do you see that one, coming on top of that one, Black?
Well, first of all, they're getting clapped. He's probably unhappy that he's not playing this tournament right now for Poland. But honestly, without Nisha, Poland is not bad. But Nisha adds so much firepower. He adds so much experience. He adds so much knowledge to the team that
Yeah.
without him, I think Bulgaria is going to take it, especially after literally destroying Croatia 2-0. Who Croatia themselves, they're an amazing team in their own right. I don't really believe Bulgaria should even be here to begin with. I think they should have started in the winner bracket, slipped up here and there, but I think they definitely found themselves. They found the momentum. They found the way they wanted to draft, and yeah, I think they're going to take it over Poland, maybe even 2-0.
Very possible. Very, very possible. As Poland has also lost to Greece this morning. They didn't show that much of a presence on the server versus the Greek squad. So yeah, I think Bulgaria is probably the safe bet there. But moving on, we've got Turkey and Serbia. Serbia and Turkey, two very interesting teams. Serbia 3-2, barely missing out on the upper bracket, and Turkey being one of the strong contenders in that Group A versus Greece and Romania. That's a very curious clash because Serbia, I think, have also underdelivered a little bit. That's the team with Mikasa and LeBron, so they should have done a bit better. But Turkey, they've been just like North Macedonia on our match here, one of the surprises, the pleasant surprises of the tournament. So how about that one, Black? Do you think Turkey has what it takes to upset Serbia?
Is LeBron playing now? Because initially he wasn't on the first day. I don't know if he is now, but I think
I think he
LeBron.
played in the morning, yes.
Okay. In that case, I think I'm going to go with Serbia, just because LeBron, I think, is a fantastic captain. He's a great drafter. He brings a lot of experience. He's been playing for a long time. I know Dingo from the Turkish team. He's a very strong player in his own right, but I don't think it's enough to really eke out a victory over Serbia. Maybe one map, but winning a whole best of three is going to be very tough.
And finally, before we jump into this draft, we have the fourth and final lower bracket series taking place at the same time. Black, it's Romania versus Moldova,
Oh.
a battle of pride, and very sad for both of the countries that one of them will have to go out. But on the bright side, at least they're not both going to be eliminated. As you know, there's a lot of camaraderie and a lot of history between the Republic of Moldova and Romania. So in that one, I think it's safe to say Romania should be the favorite, but they've definitely played way weaker than Moldova over the last couple of days.
Yeah, however, in the morning, they did make a couple of roster changes.
Yep, they did.
So two of them are out. Bone 7, my man, is no longer there, and Michael is also out. They look pretty strong after that, to be honest.
I don't think Michael has played at all this weekend, and Bone 7 was swapped out last night. So it's
Yeah,
essentially just a one
that
player swap 77 for Bone 7. And I think they ran Vengeful Spirit in their victory over France. But again, France they've gotten some victories, but I don't think France is a team necessarily that you measure your skill against, especially when you got the likes of Weeha on your roster, right?
yeah, they're definitely not too happy with the performance, which is also, of course, what led to the roster change to begin with. I will see. You know, their game against France looked good. They won 2-0. Maybe they rediscovered themselves. I can only hope. Like, I really like the squad. I like the players on it. Would love to see them again.
We would love to see them perform, but maybe Moldova have something to say about that in the game that happens off stream as we now turn our sights onto this upcoming best of three of Hungary and Macedonia. We are already underway with the draft. Snapfire, Beastmaster, Monkey King, and Hoodwink respectively being taken out, and the Nyx Assassin as well in the first ban phase.
Yeah, Nyx is actually experiencing a lot more bans. I
Rightfully
have
so,
seen the
I'd
Nyx
say.
game. He did well, but is it a first phase ban worthy kind of hero right now?
Depends if you want to play something like Enchantress, or you've got some sort of one hero like that in mind, or you want to play something that's a bit squishy and can easily get picked off by Nyx in the first 20 minutes, maybe. Right, I would say the Weaver is something that if not North Macedonia wanted to play to pick, Nyx is a great counter to the Weaver because Nyx's innate ability can see you invis around in a 400 radius, which is I think that's kind of bonkers as an innate ability, but that is why I would ban the Nyx first phase, not if I want to ban the Weaver.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that you're just a walking gem is kind of crazy. Of
Yeah.
course, a little bit of a nerf gem, but still. Like heroes like Ricky and stuff literally are almost unplayable.
And I think Hungary knew what they wanted to do with this. The Sanking ban is, of course, Nyx, great counter to Sanking. North Macedonia might have liked to take that one. But again, first pick for Hungary. They will open up with the classic Tiny. I say classic. It's been picked first so often in the last 3 weeks, so it doesn't surprise me. There's a bit of flex there. The burst damage from the crash landing of the toss is great. And now North Macedonia will have to show us their response. But I think Black, and let me know what your thoughts are on this. I feel like having overall last pick has been slightly better lately.
Yeah, I think historically, especially if you have very strong players on your squad, one that can really make use of it, it has always been better. I myself always loved having last pick. It just gives you this like, ha, gotcha.
Gotcha pick.
Like
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, it always gives you the chance to round out your lineup perfectly. Whereas with first pick, you have to kind of pick a well-rounded lineup at the very beginning already. which means oftentimes you can't really go for the heroes that you would want to go for. But I mean, people and teams did get much better at drafting throughout the years, of course. So it's not as big as a deal as it used to be. But yeah, I personally definitely prefer second pick because I'm a cheesy guy.
Cheese Master Black, Dominic
Uh,
Reitmer, Cheese 111 right there on to my, that's my right, yes, to my right. A Shadow Fiend, great. We've seen a phenomenal Shadow Fiend yesterday when Nisha played it. He went 21-0-10, probably setting the highest kill record in this European qualifier for 2024. And
yeah,
if you assume this is a Shadow Fiend Tiny matchup, Tiny's good at sustaining himself, but a couple of Shadow raises and you start dwindling in HP.
100%. We've also seen it a lot in the carry role.
Yeah.
In fact, in our first series, we've seen in the carry role, he might or might not have one or two shot a couple of heroes. It's a strong pick. As I said previously, though, I much prefer it in the carry role.
Yeah.
Sorry, in the mid role. Carry is alright. It does very well in the lane. It just I don't like my carries to be squishy. You know, like I want them to have one or two items and then be able to really fight and not be too worried about dying. Whereas if you jump on SF, no matter how good his early game was, he's probably gonna die.
Well, just recently, I believe in the morning series of Team Liquid, we saw them play Shadow Fiend safe lane with Puck mid, which is a great combination.
Great
Yes,
combo.
it's not Shadow Fiend mid like you mentioned, but at least it gives you that, Dream Coil, a Requiem of Soul, you pushed him out of the coil. Sounds quite fun in theory, but we'll have to wait and see as North Macedonia is following through with the Jakiro. This hero that's become such a nuisance with this Liquid Frost over the last couple of weeks that he became a priority for a lot of position 5s, even sometimes ran as a position 4.
It's a very strong hero right now. Like, can you just imagine for a second you get the SF with the slowing raises and then a Jakiro on top with two
My
slows?
goodness.
Like you're not gonna move. That
Yeah.
lane is killer, double range. Jakiro is also just an incredibly tanky +5, which is very rare to have nowadays. Like you have heroes like Eng with the lowest strength in the entire game, then you have Jakiro who's just like 700 health. Like, come at me, boys. You know, it's a
Yeah.
very strong hero right now. Ice Path is incredible. Markiplier is incredible. It's definitely getting the love that it deserves.
And when you get the Jakiro, we've seen some Jakiros picked as Phoenix counters, which is also one of the supports that is seeing a lot of love. Now, the Jakiro innate ability allows you to double click on every single right click you do, so it's a much faster egg killer. But Hungary will get the Rubik, and we're seeing more and more Rubik mid following the tops and steps. Even earlier, I believe you had Mind Control step up and play mid with the Rubik, and Rubik Shadow Fiend mid. You would normally think that ESF has the advantage, but Rubik held his own quite well because he keeps spamming the Fade Bolt and kind of reduces, SF wants to push the wave with the raises, and then Rubik does the same with the Fade Bolt, and it's kind of a stalemate.
Yeah, Rubik in general, his range is incredible. His stats gain is great. It's a very strong mid hero on paper. It's just the only reason why it's not being played much more is he's just so flimsy. You know, like you're reliant on stealing good spells, which
Yeah.
in itself is already very unreliable. You're reliant on enemies giving you their spells, which again adds to being unreliable. And you really just, yeah, you just die, literally. Like people jump you and you're dead instantly. There's oftentimes nothing you can do about it. Yeah, of course, just position yourself better or whatever, but it's not always that easy. Enemies have blink daggers. Heroes like Storm, they eat you for breakfast. So you really need to make sure that you have the perfect sort of draft to make it work.
But I like the protection right now from them. They got the Phoenix, which I talked about, potentially slightly getting countered by high right clicks, heroes like Jakiro and, of course, Shadowfin with a lot of attack speed. But even if the Rubik steals a Requiem, you get Supernova plus Requiem protected for the entire duration. Even Tiny jumping in, avalanching, and, stopping the right clicks to kill the Supernova. Hungary is playing some very in-depth mind games with this lineup, and that's why we see actually both of the squads burning through a lot of reserve time for the first 5 picks already.
Yeah. The Phoenix actually picked after the Jakiro, just as we
Yeah,
spoke about,
yeah.
how it actually counters it a little bit. I mean, it's not a
Must
hard counter by any means. It's not like
this
a Snapfire.
this one
It's
is a
just
hard
it's just
counter.
annoying.
No, this one is
Oh
a
yeah,
hard
yeah.
counter.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like she's one of the. I mean, you can see she's very strong. She likes her protein, so eggs are definitely a staple in her diet, and she's here to
Um,
scramble some.
I gotta be honest. We saw this morning. Me and B Cup covered the first series of the day, and yeah, that was a Marcy countering the Phoenix, and as you expect, Unleash jumping on the Supernova, you completely obliterated. Even the way rebound works, you can sometimes stop the Icarus dive mid, well, mid dive, I assume. So interesting choice here. Now this Marcy will allow this Shadow Fiend to get a bit of extra damage as well, because well, assuming that's the facet she goes for. And now the Dark's here. I love it. It's the second time I get to see a Darkseer on stream this whole week long, Black, and I don't know why these teams are not playing it more. Darkseer is so strong. The game we had it the other day, he completely obliterated, rushed the classic auras, which is, that's what you have to do this patch. And North Macedonia says, okay, you want team fight, we'll get the team fight hero of the patch.
Yeah, no, I mean Daxia, as you rightfully said, is so incredible in his team fight aura meta. Everything he loves to do, and yeah, why do teams not pick him more? I'm not sure.
I mean, the
He
teams pick
hasn't
it
been
in.
banned a lot.
No, it hasn't. They're just the European IESF qualifier teams are just staying away from it, despite it being considered an S tier hero in tier 1 Dota. It's very strange. And look at it, it's classic setup. Vacuum Ice Path, Requiem of Souls on top of it just for extra. Like, this is 2012 Dota.
Yeah, it's very potent. It's very simple too. Like, yeah, it requires a little bit more team play, but honestly, vacuuming on top of an ice path is not that difficult. You know, players with this caliber can easily do that. And if it ever happens, you just suddenly ice path 2 or 3 heroes. Well, yeah, good luck winning that team fight because you're not going to.
I mean, even if you want to go for the more complicated stuff, you got Marcy running at you with a Surge and Iron Shell on top of her, and then you get Vacuum into multiple people to rebound. That's still an AoE stun. That's also incredible. Again, slightly harder to pull off than the Ice Path combo, but you've got multiple tools for that there. And like I said, Iron Shell, Surge, Marcy running at you. Look at the heroes on side of Hungary. Other than Tiny, everybody else just dies.
Yeah. I mean, I really think it's going to be tough. I mean, Troll at least is. I wouldn't even say it's like super good against Darkseid. It's not bad, but it's not like a hard counter per se. Troll against Marty though is really good. However, there's also this interaction where if you unleash
Mm-hmm.
after the
Battle
access,
Trance.
and yeah, like you literally just outleech him. I think
Yeah, you do. I
until he
mean, we
gets a
just
bash at least.
I think this morning that was the case when we saw, I think Boxy was playing position 4 Marcy versus Skitter's position 1 Troll. And that's what happened towards the very portion. It wasn't even early game. It was like quite close to late game. Troll BKB, Battle Trance, Marcy BKB, School Basher. She would just sustain herself by punching away at the Troll. It's incredible. And like you said, Phoenix picked after the Jakiro. Now the Troll picked after the Marcy. Hungary might just be very confident in their approach, but so far I feel like North Macedonia definitely has the upper hand in this draft.
I would agree. I do think though that depending on the farm of Troll, there's definitely a world where Troll completely destroys Marcy as well. If he
Mhm.
gets a fast basher, I mean, we'll see how the game goes. Obviously, lots of farm is to be had, and whoever has more farm obviously has the advantage there. We don't know if it's a carry Marcy yet either. Could still be a support, so we'll have to see. Centaur last pick, okay.
I think it's a support Marcy, and I don't like the Centaur. I feel like there's a reason why there's only like 2 players still running Centaur dispatch, and I'm not a fan of it. And now North
I
Macedonia with a Lifestealer, which is gonna get an axe black. He's gonna get an axe, and he's gonna jump into this troll.
yeah, disarm galore. He's gonna get kited so much with vacuum as well. Potentially SF ult too. It doesn't look like a very fun troll game, does it?
No, it doesn't. Well, we've seen the draft ahead of us, ladies and gentlemen. Let us know in the comments below. Who do you think will take this map number 1? Of course, it's a best of 3. Will it be the North Macedonian combo wombo plus the lifestealer, or will it be Hungary trying to ride the momentum of the lower bracket victory? Black, who do you take in this first map after seeing the picks?
I think actually the saving grace. I mean, I am gonna go with North Macedonia here, but I
Yes.
think the saving grace is that Troll historically has had great matchups against the Lifestealer. So that is the saving grace.
Hmm.
And if he gets off to a good start, I think they can definitely make it happen.
I'm going to take North Macedonia as well. I think the draft looks completely first of all, easier to execute. It's a bit more cohesive. They've got way many tools of putting all their stuff together. And yeah, I just think North Macedonia came on top of this one. Of course, we'll have to wait and see, like you mentioned. There's still plenty of tools for Hungary in this first map. And hopefully they can make us believe in this centaur, for example, which I really think will struggle in lane.
Yeah, I mean, against Lifestealer, he can literally solo that lane if he wants to. It has been a hard counter since forever. So,
Yeah.
it's not going to be a fun one for the Centaur for sure. And you already
Wow.
mentioned it's not the greatest hero to begin with.
Well, game one is underway. We're hopping straight into it. Both teams smoking up. Let's see who's going to place an aggressive observer ward. And are they going to go for an early contact as Allison's smoke already breaks?
Well, it could just be a ward smoke as well. Doesn't always have to lead to action. Although, I feel like SF level 1 in general, you always want to fight.
Yeah.
It feels so strong.
But I do feel like Hungary has the better level 1 potential. I guess you do have the Marcy with the possible Iron Shell to deal splash damage to all the Hungarian heroes, but I think it's probably best if you stay away from that. You got Avalanche or Toss to a potential Hoof Stomp, Telekinesis is there, Whirling Axes. I don't think North Macedonia really wants to go for this. Well, they don't want the smoke, despite the fact that they smoked.
Yeah, I said oftentimes it's just a smoke to get out the wards, basically. Also, sometimes avoiding the level 1 fight can actually mean confidence. Because like, if you're confident enough to start the game, as cookie cutter as possible, without anything strange having to happen, that could just mean that you're very confident in, beating them in a straightforward game. Because oftentimes the underdog will actually look actively for this first blood smoke.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. You're the underdog. You want to catch your, arguably the higher opponent or the favored opponent by surprise. And look at Allison already zoning out George, collecting his last hits. This is a great start for the Shadow Fiend, but I think George should be fine on the Tiny, at least for the first 3 levels.
Yeah, I mean, Tiny is still an incredibly strong hero, so he'll do just fine. Incredibly tanky. 2 stuns. I'm so sad that they nerfed the Lifestealer facet after I called it broken.
Do you feel like it's still too good? Because now I feel like it's... I mean, I said it was underwhelming the first time around, and yes, it was broken, but now I actually feel like it's a bit underwhelming.
Yeah, I think I have to agree. I actually feel like it's underwhelming now.
Yeah, and I think if you would get a bit more, like instead of getting what, you get 5 permanent HP for a kill, if you get like 50 per kill, that would be interesting, and then that would force the Lifestealer to play a bit more aggressive. Like early on, get involved and want to actively seek for these kills.
I mean, my idea was just make it 1.5 instead of 1. Like the golden middle.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't know why they nerfed it like by that much. We didn't really have a sample size at all.
Solar, nice attempt with the telekinesis on top of the cliff, but in the end, he will be the one giving away first blood, buying a bit of time from Zip Zap, forcing him out of the lane. Really wants to get the courier kill, but can't do so because of Marcy's innate ability that gives 1 extra right-click HP to all the couriers on his side. I was talking to Bcop this morning about underwhelming innate abilities, and he mentioned this one. And as a support that I sometimes, don't have a lane and I just go for sniping couriers, I actually feel like it's a pretty good innate.
It can be a very big deal. Of course, it doesn't matter against melee heroes, but as a ranged hero, you hate that. You hit it, you're like, hi, I got the courier, and then you're like, oh no, innate ability, I forgot about that. It's such an easy one to forget too.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's probably the best one. We were just mentioning the next one in the ban phase. That is very strong. But there's definitely, I mean, my argument is the Enchantress one just completely sucks.
Yeah, I mean, there's at least plays to be made. You know,
Yeah.
I would even argue Enchantress's one has its time to shine sometimes.
Yeah,
But
never.
overall, it's not great. Yeah, very situational, and that's not what you're looking for from your facets.
So far, so good. As we expected, Shadow Fiend has a considerable lead versus the Tiny, and it will become even higher as the game progresses. But also, the Shadow Fiend, when he hits level 5, wants to go and kill stacks in the jungle, so that will allow the Tiny to actually catch up a little bit when it comes to last hits in lane.
Yeah, SF though is a snowball hero. If he snowballs out of lane, he can potentially become completely unstoppable in the mid game. So they have to make sure they control him just a little bit. Very even game so far though. No first blood yet.
Yes, there has been.
Yes, there has been. I'm so sorry.
It feels like it hasn't because they're so slow.
Yeah.
It feels like they're
I
still.
actually forgot that the Rubik died.
Yeah, it feels like they're still looking for the first blood. Like that's why both teams are playing in such a manner. Also, I wanted to get your thoughts on this. We saw the Jakiro. Now he's level 3, but level 1 he got the Liquid Frost. Do you really think it's that valuable? Also, what is KDM doing here? KDM, you are way too confident, my friend. Oh yeah,
And
so do
stop
you
getting
think
away though.
Liquid Frost is really that valuable that you get it level 1 instead of dual Fire Breath?
I think what makes it really good is it basically does what Dual Breath does, but with no mana cost.
Yeah, but you can get it level 2, right?
Yeah, of course you can. It's just, Dual Breath is very expensive.
Fair enough. No, that makes sense. Like I
Yeah.
said, up top, KDM was a bit too overzealous, wanted to reset and went back to base, but at the same time, Serix will get caught. Nice telekinesis back. He turned back for a second. I think he would have still died, but I think he might have fallen to the Jakiro right clicks if he kept running up north. So, an unfortunate death for this Centaur, and now George is getting chased under the tower. Nice avalanche to stop that for pursuit from Allison, but he keeps on chasing. He's got the boots, he's faster. Double Shadow Raise combo on it. George really wants to get something in, but Allison will connect with a final right-click Shadow Raise, and it's gonna be 4 for none for North Macedonia.
Well done. And we already know the squad is good, and they're showing it here again. What's surprising to me is that it's just a 1k lead with 4-0. That means at least the lanes aren't going too poorly for Hungary. Because we have seen definitely in the past where with this kind of lead, you're already up to like 2-3k.
They managed to punish the Chikiro bottom at least, so that will help them a little bit. But no, that is a good point. I think it's safe to say that Hungary has the players that know how to last hit and keep the wave, the creep waves at least even, if not in their favor. But I'm really concerned about this Shadow Fiend Black. He's level 6, minute 6. And if he wants to go for some rotations, it would actually spell disaster for the Troll or the Centaur.
Yeah, SF's game is way too good, and we already spoke about why that is so scary. Like, having a good game on an already snowballish hero is double scary for the enemy team. I will see how he can convert. But he's still very squishy, SF, like, if SF makes a mistake, it's very easy for him to die. He's not like a Dragon Knight. Speaking of Dragon Knight, I love playing Dragon Knight. You can make so many mistakes and just get away with it.
I mean, we're seeing more and more Dragon Knight position 1, right? Just going for the cleave damage. Now the rotation from the Shadow Fiend, like predicted, is coming up top. It's going to be the Troll vacuumed at the hands of Allison. 1 Shadow Raise, 2nd, 3rd, and that's going to be an easy lineup through the tree line, allowing Allison to get the kill. And now Solar is here, wants to get something back, but the only thing he was about to get is a hell of a beating from the Soul Eater as the Shadow Raise connects. Solar keeps running away. The Centaur wants to come in to help, and now the Phoenix gets disposed, rebounded on top of him, and it's going to be a triple kill for this Shadow Fiend. Now Go surges away. Serix cannot get more than that, but George is looking for a toss. Avalanche, they're going to stop the TP from the Shadow Fiend. This would be a massive kill, and they get it. Dominating kill streak collected by the Centaur Warrunner.
I have to say, Allison, yeah, of course, he just died there. It was a nice rebuttal. Nice comeback fight for the Hungary side, but Allison in general has really impressed me. Like, I didn't know too much about him.
Okay.
But he always has very solid games. Like, he played a fantastic Ember, and now he's playing a really strong SF. maybe a name that we'll see more often in the future.
I gotta say, North Macedonia, like so far, has been the crown jewel of the underdogs in this tournament so far. And you love seeing a team that not only has no previous players that has been in tier one, but just they're such a good unit together. And sadly, it's the lower bracket, so either them or Hungary will have to go. But I would love to see them play at least a couple more days.
Yeah, but it probably goes the same for other people
Go.
too. Oh, nice troll ult. And that's really the power of troll. You want to dive him, he gets low HP. Well, guess what? He just uses ult, turns around, and crushes you. Now, that is the problem with Darkseer sometimes. If you don't do well in lane, it can get quite tough for you to farm up your items.
Yeah.
Because generally, your support, if the lane doesn't go well, has nowhere to be.
And it's also very hard to play Darkseer into Lifestealer. Lifestealer is one of those heroes. Wait, never mind. Lifestealer, same team. Wait, what am I talking about? Never mind. Ignore that thought.
Already done? Didn't even listen to it? It happens,
He's got a
man.
blink. Allison has a blink on the Shadow Fiend Black. Whoa, this is minute 9. That's
So blink
incredible.
first. That's very brave though. Literally running 1000 HP SF.
That's what Nisha did.
It is what Nisha did, but Nisha is Nisha.
So Allison wants to tell us he's going to be the next Nisha. Come on, Black. A bit of hope. You were just hyping him up like a minute ago.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I value stability over flashiness. He obviously doesn't. Let's see what he can make do with it.
I think if he continues accelerating the farm at this rate, he's gonna be fine. Sadly, KDM is not an easy target to use the Requiem Assault on, as the Icarus dive could get him out of safety if there's not a Yules there. But if the Blink Dagger would have been first at minute 14, I would have questioned it. Minute 9, he could probably get a Yules by minute 15.
Yeah. Minute 15, Yules blink.
Getting cancelled? Okay, never
Can I
mind.
get it? No.
We just jinxed him.
Look, I mean, sorry, but that's the blink dagger at work there.
Oh, and now they want to go for H8 in mid, and okay, never mind. George is actually not going to go for the troops. I thought the centaur might continue the rotation and go in for the Jakiro kill. And that's going to be the second time he dies in the last 2.5 minutes on the Shadow Fiend.
I just want to say the only reason this happened is because he bought a blink dagger and blinked to the rune.
Fair enough. Understandable.
That's what the item does, Like, you get really confident and you try to make these plays that you otherwise wouldn't be able to make to begin with. And
being bottom.
Yeah. Ooh, huge combo damage, but not enough to kill the Marcy.
They're gonna have enough to kill Solar. One more right click will get the job done. The Rubik is not gonna escape that, and Allison will be more than happy to get finally the blink to good use after he purchased it about minute 9. Also, do you think Zip Zap used to be a mid lane player? Used to like Storm Spirit before he transitioned to core, to carry?
Well, considering the fact that, that he says that, literally, I'd argue so, yeah.
Well, in other news, let's take a look at the network, Black. Both
Wooden
core,
Bob. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
both carries topping the network chart. Shadow Fiend about 400, 500 ahead of the Tiny, and the Darkseer also holding his own versus the Centaur. KDM is getting right click quite consistently by those open wounds and, of course, right clicks of Zip Zap's Lifestealer. But this Lifestealer is going to have a great timing, and now Stampede up top, jumping in perfect onto 2 Avalanche Toss. Complete obliteration from Team Hungary. Now Go just wants to go out of there, and I think he will be safe, but in the end, both of his supports have been obliterated.
Yeah, and now the gold lead for the first time actually in the favor of Hungary, which... Now let's see, who has the better scaling? There's definitely a time where Troll hates fighting against Lifestealer post-Axe.
Yeah.
But before that, he's very strong against him.
Yeah, like Axe is gonna be, what, 3rd, 4th item maybe on the Lifestealer?
Yeah, I think it really depends on the player's preference. Like, an earlier... I mean, Axe is so good because you get, like, 4 auto attacks in as well. So it's like a good damage item, too. In this game, I would probably get it relatively early. Probably 3rd item.
We could get 3rd item, yeah, I think Radiance... I mean, I've seen Lifestealer go second, get Radiance into into Ags right away. So maybe this is one of those games. Look at Allison wrapping up around the tower. Marcy with the rebound and the dispose will also be available. Shadow Raises will actually gonna allow the battle traps to come in. Avalanche toss Supernova, and they're turning it around. The Lifestealer's trying to kill the Supernova. Can he do it by himself? He cannot. It's too late. The Shadow Fiend falls, and so does the Lifestealer. In the end, no, he's running away in the creep infested, but melee, and what a toss, allowing George to get the kill. They did manage to kill the troll, but it's a 3-for-1.
Well, that's the power of a troll. You don't burst him, he's definitely gonna press his ult, and once that happens and the teammates come in, spilling. Yeah, I mean, it's just not something you want to do, really. Like, diving a troll like that is rough.
Was that a bit of a mistake from Allison's part? He got a bit too conservative, didn't want to use the Requiem right away. He went for the couple Shadow Raises first.
Yeah, I think so. Like, the troll is the kind of fear where you have to go all in. You don't get punished like that.
Oh, now up top, they're going with Serix. Wall of Replica, 3 Shadow Raises, Surge, and now Stampede gets forced out. Allison's still hanging around, but there are mass TPs coming in, and they want to go on to Go-Go, but look at a perfect Ice Path onto 2. George now will eat a Shadow Raise a second, and now the Wall of Replica to slow them down, and the Macropire to kill the Rubik. Icarus Dive out of there for a second, but look at the Marcy. She is hungry. Kralot wants to get on top of this Phoenix, but the Troll is nearby. So is Serix on the center, but they're very low in HP. A bit of a miscommunication there. The first Shadow Raise will miss, but the second will connect. And Hungary now loses 3 players without getting anybody in exchange.
Yeah, finally the fight going North Macedonia's way. Like, honestly, the bottom fight could have snowballed into much worse than what it did. So nice damage control there. I really hope SF is gonna go for, a little bit more stability-minded items. Like a BKB would be fantastic this game. And like, your job is literally you jump the troll with Requiem and you blow him up. Well, until he has BKB anyway.
Oh, he even steals the minute 14 Wisdom Rune. That was there for a full 50 seconds before Zip Zap went to get it. And I'm going to tell you a fun fact. Right now, the Jakiro will pick up his own Wisdom Rune on H8. And this is the first Wisdom Rune in this series that has been collected by a support black. So far, the offlaners and, of course, the Lifestealer, respectively, were the ones to get it. What are your thoughts on that? Especially the first 2 Wisdom Runes. Don't you think that the support should have priority to them?
I think we have actually seen that happen more and more, even in Tier 1 games as well. I think it highly depends on how good of a game the supports have. Wisdom Runes, as we see Go-Go potentially getting blown up, toss, and he's gone, yeah. I think if supports have really good games, enabling your cores with that rune, doesn't do too much harm. In fact, I would even encourage that. Because what is the purpose of the minute 7 rune? To get your support to 6, right? If they're already 6 or close to it, take it. Or, what also a lot of teams do, your support takes the lane, while your mid roams, for example, and then picks up the Wisdom Rune on the way back.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so either way, it's a win-win scenario for you. I don't know how you feel as a support, but when I get a lane as a support, I feel absolutely incredible.
Yeah, that doesn't happen. Nobody gives me a lane. They're like, why are you here? Get out of here. You're leeching my XP. So, this Lifestealer is very farmed. Like, incredibly farmed. And I like that the Troll went for the Battle Fury to keep up in the farm with the Lifestealer, but will he actually be able to keep up with him? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm also not too sure. I mean, Battle Fury is good, but is it as good as Radiance? Probably not. Radiance just allows you to farm too many camps at once.
One of the other builds that Trolls go lately, which allows the Troll to be online and join with the team sooner, is Maelstrom BKB. So essentially use the Maelstrom as your farming tool instead of the Battle Fury. I think the Battle Fury is better in this particular matchup, but that obviously means it will slow down the progress of the Troll's BKB.
Yeah, we have seen it in the past already after Battle Fury was nerfed. And lots of players experimented around with it, but ultimately going back to the Battle Fury again, it just makes more sense for most games. Like that auto attack damage is really noticeable.
Do you think George is sponsored by Pepsi?
Well, for them, I hope so.
Oh, well, that explains why North Macedonia has been playing so well. But Zip Zap is about to get smoke gang and exploded. But his team is nearby, also in the smoke. The Jakiro smoke breaks, and now the vacuum does not connect as KDM gets out of there. The wall of replica and the Phoenix. Oh, that was a funny first shadow race, but in the end, it's gonna be a kill. A lot of stuff expended though for a single Phoenix kill that will be back in 30 seconds.
Yeah, definitely not the highest priority target. But kill's a kill, you got a tower as well. So, yeah, opening up the map at this point, especially with the tier 1 middle, which is rightfully hailed as the most important tower in the game.
Level 12 on this troll. 1400 gold away from having the recipe of the BKB. This lifestealer has a full Yasha on top of his Radiance. I believe we have a full Guardian Greaves on the Dark Seer. But the Centaur is so poor, man. I told you the moment I saw the hero that I don't like it. And he's going for a really odd build. Lately, we don't see boots of speed on Centaurs. We see triple bracers, and that's it. He still purchased the boots. I don't really understand it.
But he still has the horsepower facet, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Because, I mean, the other one's just not as good. Well, in that case, I'm not sure why he did that. That's very counterintuitive, obviously.
Anyway,
Curious
there's
one.
a smoke up from both KDM and Solar trying to get on top of this Marcy up top. It would be a nice kill, although not the highest target priority. Let's see. Kralot, is he gonna get out of this? Out. Nice avalanche. He's gonna get telekinesis tossed up in the air and will die in 3, 2, 1. Oh, the Lifestealer is here. Wants to turn around. It actually has Gogo nearby as well. There is no wall of replica, but the Shadow Fiend blinks ahead. Stampede to get out of there, trying to cut their own losses, but Gogo still goes. The wall of replica off of cooldown, vacuum into it, and now the separation of the Sunray. The end. Okay, that was kind of a strange one.
Yeah, you thought something was going to happen? Nope. That's it. What's the saying? Live and let live, right?
Do you think... Oh, nice blink out from the center. There's a full battle trance up top, but Gogo thought he was doing something smart with a vacuum on the low ground, but actually brought Ada closer. Nice infest bomb out to keep the Darkseer alive, and the phylactery damage from the tree throw will not be enough for George to get the kill. In the end, they both survive again. Double ultimates expended from both of their carries. I was just about to ask, when do you think we're going to see the first pick-off of the battle trance? And it wasn't then.
Well, I guess I don't need to answer the question anymore since it already happened.
This Marcy so far, as our observer is showing us, we have a full BKB flying to her. There's two Yule Scepters, one on the Jakiro for the Radiant side, one on the Phoenix or the Dire side. For some reason, the Centaur is very low in HP. I believe he was trying to solo the Tormentor? Is that... I don't think you can do that.
Because that doesn't really... No.
Yeah, I don't think you can do that. Even if he has the Vampire Fangs, would give him a bit of lifesteal. You're not the hero for that, my friend. You've got... This is the hero for that. Aida on the Troll can solo it.
What's the best hero to actually solo them nowadays?
Ursa?
Ursa is a good one. No. Answer super easy. Meepo for sure.
Okay, well, that's different. Yeah, fine.
Yeah. I really forgot about that.
I was thinking about meta heroes, right? I was thinking like Troll, Ursa...
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, screw the meta. We're anti-meta gamers here.
Well, I'm actually going to say, I think this is probably one of the most heavily focused meta drafts we've seen in the playoffs, at least so far, if not in the entire weekend, because I feel like a lot of these teams had some preferences every now and then that were outside of meta, and I think other than this Centaur, which I'm not a fan of, all of the other 9 heroes are pretty viable. Maybe Marcy also not so much.
Yeah, Marcy is a very hit or miss hero, but honestly, if you have as much farm as he has, you're going to have an amazing time in this game.
Yeah, if you have that much farm, he's definitely going to be a hit, not a miss.
Yeah.
Smoke up. Stampede, forward. They want to get on top of the Jakiro, and they're going to find it. He does have a Yule Scepter, but he doesn't cast it in time as he gets bursted by the crash landing, and now the Marcy will follow in the afterlife. Also, rebound stolen from Solar, but they want to go for more. They want to find Zip Zap on the carry lifestealer. He does rage and tries to get out. He does not have a TP, and the chase continues. Troll on top of him, all with a nice toss, but look at the Requiem of Soul coming in and turning around, and they're killing the Troll before he pops the BKB or the Battle Trance, and now pitch perfect turnaround from the North Macedonian squad. George 1v3 falls at the amplified damage feat of the Shadow Fiend.
Wow, what a great turnaround. The Troll did not expect that Requiem there at all. Obviously, the fear means that he can't pop his BKB. You know, it would be so different if they somehow had vision there and he was actually able to press his BKB. Fight goes completely the other way, but yeah, well done, well done. As I said, man, he's been impressing me this whole tournament long.
It was a hell of a bait from Zip Zap, let's be honest. Though Zip Zap just baiting everybody in that tier 1. And I think Hungary definitely overstepping, not realizing they have yet to claim the offlane tier 1. Allowing the Shadow Fiend and Darkseer to join in that team fight was a bit of a mistake. Aegis? Boys, hello? Okay, there we go. I thought Gogo was gonna pick up the Aegis on the Darkseer, which is not something you want.
Nah, it's probably one of the worst Aegis carries in the game. Is it?
It's not that bad. I mean, obviously you have a Shadow Fiend Lifestealer, which are prime heroes to get the Aegis on, but I don't think Darkseer is the worst hero to pick it on.
Oh, not the worst. I think it's, depends on the build too. Have you seen the punch build?
I have seen the punch build. I love the punch build. I love the Ora.
Ora, 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 ora.
Favorite JoJo character, Black Go.
I have to admit, I actually didn't watch too much.
What? Oh,
I'm just keeping it for later, you know.
How late is it where you are?
But it would have to be the Zaweldo guy. Who's that?
Dio. Hold. What's the time in Singapore?
Let me check.
You don't know what time it is? What?
12:40.
At night?
Yeah.
It doesn't get much later in the day than that, my friend. You gotta go watch it. As H8 should have watched this potential gank. He's trying to get out of there, but the Yule Scepter not keeping him alive for much longer. Solar has both Stampede and I think a Haster. No, just Stampede speed. But look at Allison wants to catch onto this hasted Tiny. Now Solar will get disposed and killed by the double Shadow Rays again. 16 to 16. Very even in kills so far, Black.
Yep, but of course every kill for SF means +1 additional soul. Every 2 souls means 1 additional ult line. So it can get pretty ridiculous. He's only sitting at +1 right now, but you know, you feed him too many kills. Gotta be careful with that.
Is it permanent souls? No.
No, he loses them when he dies.
That would be hilariously bad.
That's why in the case like Nisha, he just had like 10 additional ult lines, which is almost double the damage.
They've claimed the mid-tier 2 tower, and the Lifestealer has a full Aghanim Scepter. Oh my god, we said this might be the timing when the Stroll will be completely shut down. And it's not that he has up until this point, but hasn't found as much success as he would have wished for. The SNY is also done for the Hungarian carry, but I think the value must definitely be for the Lifestealer here.
Most definitely. Like the fact that the thing goes through BKB. I don't know why it does, to be honest. It's way too good. Oh, Phoenix. I think it's time to say goodnight.
Zip Zap, +5 HP, permanent, up to 300 extra, based on his facet.
Yeah, now it's more like a, oh, it's not bad, but not a wow anymore, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gogo, I believe his next item should be a Aghanim Scepter on the Darkseer, right? He's got Pipe, he's got Greaves, he's got Blink. He could go Crimson Guard, I guess, versus the Troll. It's not that bad, but I think Axe sounds a bit better. You could just punch the Troll in Battle Trance.
Yeah, Axe is just generally a very good item on him. Shiva's Guard is also great. He has a couple of options, but Axe it should be, I think. Lifesteal not gonna high ground. Glyph Forest. Maybe they want to go back. Maybe they want to try to kill a little bit more. Or do a little bit more damage. Ooh. Chasing the Troll. Be careful. Oh, who's chasing who?
I believe Aida is the one being chased down. Look at the perfect macro pyre on top of him. He does have the BKB if he wants to get out there, but down to below half HP. The Jakiro will die, but look at that vacuum onto 4 targets, and now Aida turns around. BKB Battle Trance wants to get the kill, and the Jakiro will be the first to fall, but the Infest from the Lifestealer in the middle of the Troll, and he will die to the Radiance Burn as soon as the Lifestealer is out. 3 heroes have fallen, and now George 1v4 Avalanche trying to get out of the Blinks in cooldown for a second, but he does manage to pull it off and get out of there to safety. But Gogo continues with the chase, goes in for a little punch. It's not, that's not an aura punch just yet, but look at Allison. Okay, a bit overzealous, has to use BKB, but they're gonna turn their sights onto the first set of racks in mid.
Should be a pretty free one, especially with their lineup. Yeah, Lifestealer has reached a point where he's just a little bit too hard to deal with. The troll just looked hilarious. He was just staring at nothing. He's like, oh, well, I'm just gonna take a nap here. Second sight, maybe even gone. The thing is now troll, for the entirety of the game, he'll just be a non-factor.
What?
Every team fight will be like this.
Did he use the Supernova? It's on cooldown. I don't remember seeing it.
He probably got scrambled by Marcy, if he did.
I see. Well, he definitely needs a Lincolns on the troll, right?
Yeah, there's no real other plays there.
Who's gonna buy it? George on the Tiny, buying it and putting it on the troll, maybe?
Well, their idea is, well, smoke out and try to catch them with the pants down. 13k Lito, and I really like how sticky they are right now. I say that, but SF is the ping bot lane, so they're not really expecting this.
They're relatively sticky. They're not as sticky as they could be, but they're not going to find anybody with the smoke, as they're turning their sights on farming some tier 3 neutrals for the North Macedonian squad. We get a Nemesis Curse for the Lifestealer. Oh, and only a single tier 3 neutral already found by Hungary. That's a very optimistic Wall of Replica.
Yeah, trying to give some vision, trying to slow them down. But it's a long cooldown. So maybe they're not a disruptor right now.
You're not a disruptor with a kinetic wall, are you?
No. Well, from here on out, it's just, can Hungary find a fight that actually favors them? It's gonna be, like, honestly, I've been looking for options, but at this point, it's so hard to fight. Like, Troll is your main damage, and he's just gonna get infested every time. Why does it go through BKB? I still don't understand that part.
He's a Lifestealer. I don't know. He just steals the lives even of the Black King's bars. I don't know. But it's a good question. Maybe it could get modified, but then I think the axe just becomes useless, doesn't it?
Yeah, but now it's pretty insane.
Yeah, no, that's true. Mass TP's up top. They actually want to get on top of the troll. And look at the blink forward. Infest Bomb is there, and Aida is going to get instantly bashed. And now the Ice Path and the rebound on top of him to completely wipe him off the face of the earth. 70 seconds, no troll. And look at Allison. Arcane Rune popped. Wants to go away. X, BKB, and there were Supernova coming in there to separate the rest of the team from him. Allison now stunned through the BKB. Is actually going to be there for a few seconds, but look at the Marcy unleashed with the BKB. Dispose on the Tiny Ice Path in the air. Another Lifestealer bomb coming in. The George dies. 2 of the cores have fallen. Aged KDM. More like kill DM. And I think this could be tier 4s, but they want to play safe. North Macedonia respecting their opponents very much, not wanting to give away disadvantage in map number 1.
And Waxen, that was a support Marcy, by the way. Quotation marks.
Yeah.
Absolutely ripped the Tiny apart. Allison,
incredible.
2 more kills to probably round out the game. Hungary will have to give up the first one.
They need to buy back. Okay, 3 buybacks.
They're all buying back. They actually don't want to give up yet. Okay.
8 seconds on the troll. North Macedonia is 2 buildings away from conquering their first map and taking out a very, very strong foe in this lower bracket. Zip Zap is not deterred. They don't want to wait another minute for the Aegis. They are going for it. They're hitting the Asian. They know there is no more Fortify. 20 seconds, 12 seconds, no Tiny. Zip Zap spots Aida and goes for the right clicks. they're playing so far behind. Zip Zap at the front, nobody can kill him, and the rest of the team was just protecting him. Now the Blink, Ice Path, Pitch Perfect, and the Requiem of Souls from Allison as North Macedonia is spearheading into the first victory of this best of 3. They're trying to kill the Marcy, but the Infest from the Life Stealer keeps him alive. Gogo, he's punching on the Darkseer. He wants to kill the Ancient, but Aida calls the GG. And ladies and gentlemen, North Macedonia is 1 game away from eliminating Hungary of the IESF European qualifiers.
Woo! Well, that game was actually surprisingly even. I thought, personally, it might be even a little bit more one-sided just based on the draft. I have to say, I think it's because of their first item, Blink Dagger. It's very greedy, got him killed like twice in a row.
Yeah.
But yeah, Zip Zap on his lifesteal, complete free farm. We called out the Centaur being pretty lackluster. Nothing you can do on this hero. Nothing. He tried. I mean, he also bought boots, even though he has the facet. Like, I don't know. It kind of felt like he didn't even want to play the hero. And I can't blame him for that. Like, who wants to play the hero?
I'm gonna say we just saw right now the last replay we had on our screen was Hungary. She's putting up a bit of a good fight there, but when you see the Centaur and the Troll just staring at the rest of the teams right now dying, you realize you're in a very difficult predicament, as we both called, and this debate from Zip Zap. I mean, we've been praising Allison for how well he played other than the Blink Dagger purchase, but I think Zip Zap was the rock of the team, even with this one, Hungary thought they were coming back into this one. They got 2 support skills, they wanted to get on top of the carry, and they got pulled into the bait that was this Lifestealer and then a Requiem Vacuum Wall, allowing for the turnaround, and that was the beginning of the end, as it allowed for the Lifestealer to get Yagonims and then to just completely turn the Troll into redundancy.
Yeah, I think that was really the opportunity they had to just purchase the BKB on the Troll. The fact that he just died without getting it off, that was really sad for him, obviously. Then after that, it was already purchased, the Aghanim's was, and we just saw in that one team fight, he was literally just staring at them. And what else can you do?
I'm wondering now that we will be having like a couple of minutes break, and Hungary realizes they have, well, essentially one more chance to keep themselves into the tournament. And it's not the first time around, right? Yesterday evening, they were 1-3. They needed a victory, and they, mentally composed themselves and got it to keep themselves in this one. But now, again, with the backs towards the wall, can Hungary come back and go for the reverse sweep? We'll have to wait and see, as we're right now heading for a short break. Welcome back to the IESF Dota 2 European qualifiers. It's the playoffs. It's the lower bracket. It's time to say some goodbyes, Black. I'm Waxen, joined by, well, Dominic Black for the second map of this matchup between Hungary and Team North Macedonia. Two teams that really want to represent and make their countries proud today, Black. And the first one, it was a close one, but North Macedonia came in swinging and taking the first victory.
Yeah, really like the draft, really like the overall gameplay. A very underrated team coming into the event by
Yeah,
many of us, I think, including us.
including 100%.
Yeah, and I mean, again, first game was very impressive. Yeah, they had like their mistakes here and there, but overall, it looked pretty damn solid.
Especially for a team that has very few experience, like very little experience compared to the other teams in the European region, right? It's the European region is the one that we've been looking at for the most since we started with the African qualifiers a little over a month ago. Black, you and me have been talking. Oh yeah, these are the favorites. It's going to be a walk in the park for these top five teams. But the likes of Team North Macedonia are impressing us constantly. And I know I was talking to Bcop earlier today. It's only testament to how much support the country and the Macedonian Federation has for their squads that they even already qualified, I believe, first or second in the Western European Counter-Strike qualifiers. So for a region and a country that doesn't have that many S tier players in many esports, the fact that they are making a resurgence through this tournament is impressive to see. And, hats off to them. And I want to see this Dota 2 squad keep on playing, like I mentioned earlier, at least for a few more days to see if they can make it.
Yeah, it would be incredibly fun to see more North Macedonian teams. Maybe if they can field like 3-4 squads, okay, it's going to be very hard to take the throne away from the Philippines, I think. Philippines in so many different titles, so many different esports games, they're just absolutely incredible. But maybe if you have like 3-4 North Macedonian squads, maybe you can get that trophy for the most successful country and then grab that.
Yeah, why not? And of course, this is a work in progress, but the progress has definitely started to happen for them. As right now, they're taking down one map, a very serious contender in Hungary. And the draft for the second game, as you can see, is right now on your screen, ladies and gentlemen. And are we going to have any change ups? Yes, we are. The Shadow Fiend respect ban in the first phase. Allison won't be getting his hands on that one for the second game.
I personally think his Ember Spirit is even scarier than his SF.
But are
So
you
that's
gonna
maybe
first pick
something.
the Ember? Are you gonna first pick the Ember?
No, 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 no. Which in turn might be even scarier, right? Like if you give him a better hero in a better scenario, he's already performed with the first pick SF. And obviously, like throwing a first pick out there isn't really much more you can do to make a game more difficult for someone.
Yeah.
Nick's out
Well,
again.
Nick's banned, and so is the Tiny, so we won't be seeing the hero of hero matchup. So North Macedonia continuing prioritizing this Jakiro, and I gotta say, H8, I believe, the Jakiro player in game one was incredible. There were a few points where we would assume the vacuum would be the setup for the ice bat, and it was the other way around. The ice bat was there already for the Requiem to come in out of nowhere and annihilate. And yeah, I love the way they play the hero. Maybe other than the change, I would do level 1, go for dual fire breath instead of liquid frost. But again, who cares? You get level 2 in the first 2 minutes. The game is not affected by that so much. But Hungary goes for what I consider another hero very undervalued alongside the Darks here in the European qualifiers, Black, which is this Monkey King.
Into a Jakiro, though. Traditionally, Jakiro is very strong against Monkey King because you just steal certain areas in the fight off, and
Yeah.
Monkey King absolutely hates that. Mm, I don't know. It kind of feels like a little bit in game one where they counterpick themselves, and they've potentially done it again here. We have seen it a lot with the less experienced teams in this qualifier. They really just pick what they're comfortable with rather than what might be good in a given scenario. Like, I love Monkey King, don't get me wrong, but is it really a good game for him?
Yes. I'm gonna say yes. I think Monkey King is broken. And I think Jakiro is the answer to him.
Fair enough. I also do. I do think Monkey King is very strong. You're definitely onto something there. But it's just that strong, you know?
I
We'll
think
see.
I think if it's played properly with the Simeon stride on the side lanes, not mid lane like we've seen the last couple of games, I believe today and yesterday. So either as a carry or a position 4, I think that's where the hero actually, shines and proves why this tree dance cooldown, basically non-existent, is so strong. Uh, can Hungary make it work? Of course, we'll have to wait and see. But I think it's very valuable. Also, what do you think about this Morphling ban? Black. They banned it in game 1. Are they really scared of the Morphling support, which is what we've seen this hero mostly do lately?
And morphing support is very interesting, right?
I mean, it's been
The
played a lot,
timeline.
even in tier 1.
Yeah, I know. It's just we've seen Terrorblade support randomly pop up somewhere. Now it's morphing support. I
Sven
really wonder where
support
all
as
these people
well.
get these ideas from. Yeah,
Even Sven support is a thing, right? We don't know if this is going to be the
yeah.
position 1 for North Macedonia or the support Sven. I think both teams are counter picking each other right now. Darkseer going for the steal. Of course, great hero in the Darkseer. We just saw it. Why? And I'm glad to see it played more and more in the playoffs. And then the Sven, similar thought process. Hungary would love to get a Darkseer's Venom combo, vacuum into Stormhammer, and then complete obliteration. So the fact that North Macedonia has it lets me know that they still have something they're cooking up for the potential offlaner to line up these spells for the Jakiro and the Sven.
Spirit Breaker. Interesting. I love Spirit Breaker. I think it's a super OP hero. I mean, a lot of people that play pubs hate him. They love having him on his team, but hate playing
Yeah.
against it for good reason. He just catches any sort of split push attempt. It's an incredibly oppressive hero to play against. What do you even do against Spirit Breaker, man? Like you can't play the game like you normally would anymore.
Boundless Strike, that's what you do. You Boundless Strike, you vacuum here, and that's it.
That easy, huh? I mean, I'm in for it. Show me how it's
I,
done.
I'm telling you, I'm on Hungary's draft thus far. They got the 2 S tier heroes still available. I think S tier dispatch. We've got Monkey King, Darkseer, Beastmaster, and Weaver. 2 of them are banned. 2 of them are on the Hungary side. And unless they like really misstep with their final 2 picks, I don't think this Jakiro, Sven, Spirit Breaker are gonna be up to par. As Windranger is really good at dealing with that. Sven right now, most likely a carry since we have Jakiro Spirit Breaker probably 5 and 4. He doesn't like building an MKB, so he's never gonna actually get on top of hitting through the wind run. I don't know. I think Hungary's cooking.
I like the draft so far too. Um, will that be the case after all 5 heroes are there though?
Well,
Last game, the 2 last picks weren't the greatest.
true.
So let's see how they rounded the draft. But I mean, North Macedonia, obviously, they still have a lot of play left in their game. Like, triple stun already, lots of magic damage, lots of catch, and yeah, they don't have the best answer to Wind Ranger, but if they can just permanently stun lock her, could be a good answer. If you don't have like a dispel against the Wind Run.
Do you think this Wind Ranger will be played as safe lane, right?
Well, that's the thing; it's very flexible. Could be a mid as well.
Mm-hmm.
Monkey King could also be a mid. So heroes like Ember that Allison really likes, they're a little bit risky now because
Are they?
yeah,
I don't think so.
I mean Monkey King middle really strong
Oh, you mean for North
against.
Macedonia? Yeah, of course, of course. Yes.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, because Allison loves his Ember Spirit, and you don't want to counterpick yourself, obviously.
Treant. Okay. Question mark.
Treant Protector.
Oh, I get it. No. Let them cook. Vacuum overgrowth. They wanted something to pair up with the Darkseer, and I think that's the thing they came up with, which is not ideal, but I can see the vision.
What about that vision? That's the
Hungary's
mid
winning this
coddle.
game. Hungary's winning this game. Fuck this hero.
You know, if they
Nope.
lose, you have to accept the dominance of the mid coddle.
No, I will never do that unless I see unless I cover 10 back-to-back games where Coddle mid wins, and they're not winning. They're not winning. Like, what is this? Why would you play Coddle into Monkey King? Monkey King just likes killing Keeper of the Light.
He does. He does. I will see if it's a core monkey or a support monkey. Support monkey can't really do that much to coddle.
Yeah, he gets pushed away. That's true. That is true. Yeah, it must
Yeah.
be. It must be a mid Coddle.
Yeah, it must be. Unless you want to run a mid Spirit Breaker or Jakiro, which honestly would be even better for me. I would
I,
love to
I,
see
I
that.
don't hate that idea. I actually kind of like that. They're banning the Invoker. Do you think they're going to ban the OD as well? Because I think OD could also be really good here for Hungary.
Or could be decent. I mean, there's a lot of players that could still be decent. I have
What a,
not seen Allison on a Coddle. I mean, I've not seen a mid Coddle this tournament.
well, that's why we had better results than the other qualifiers, because nobody plays this atrocity. And what I guess he wants to rush Spirit Vessel. Is that the nuking is their answer to the Wind Ranger? I don't
Potentially.
really. I don't believe in this coddle. You know me, and I'm not just because I'm a coddle hater, right? I'm trying to make it make sense, and I guess there is a global presence aspect that coddle goes for the tempo, travel boots, TP somewhere with a spirit breaker charge, and that's pretty cool.
I mean, it is good against Wind Ranger though, right?
Yeah, yeah,
The
yeah, yeah,
the Solar Bind is amazing against Wind Ranger. You run away, but yeah, you have 100 MS.
yeah.
Blinding Light is amazing against her. I think, you say let Hungary cook, but I'm saying let the Coddle cook.
And then I guess at some point he will get an Aghanims and he'll have the Will-O-Wisp, and then that's a good setup for the Jakiro Sven combo of Ice Path, Micropire, Stormhammer damage, maybe. But will that be too late? Will we have the BKBs on time for Hungary? Both teams are burning through a lot of time right now, and I gotta say, I love actually this Enigma ban from Hungary because I think Enigma for North Macedonia would have been a nice final puzzle piece.
Agreed. Would have made a lot of sense. Would have put the pieces together. Would have secured them the late game as well.
Yeah.
Now they don't really have the best heroes
Magnus?
left in
Nobody
the
plays
offlane.
Nobody plays Magnus, but maybe they want to play Magnus.
Heroes pretty dead.
I mean, so is Centaur, and they played their last game. I'm just saying. I'm
Well,
just saying.
and now it's banned. Hungary really puts Centaur in high
Well,
regard.
it was the last ban. They were like, okay, what are they gonna play? I think Underlord is still very much a possibility, but they're gonna go for the Vengeful Spirit offlane. Okay, we have seen a fair amount of this, and I think in this particular qualifier has quite a lot of success. I, I'm not sure if it's really good outside of this qualifier. What are your thoughts on Vengeful Offlane Black?
Not bad. Definitely a decent hero. It's just usually you want to know your matchup. In this game, though, you won't know your matchup,
Mhm.
and they'll probably counter you.
I mean,
So if that's the
they might
case,
assume it's a matchup versus Monkey King, and it's not gonna be the case. It's gonna be Wind Ranger. Well, it
right,
could be Wind Ranger support, but I assume it's gonna be Wind Ranger carry. And like you said, it's not gonna be the Ember Spirit for Allison. It's gonna be George actually taking the Fiery Spirit brother. Hmm.
makes a lot of sense against Coddle.
Yeah.
One of the best heroes against Coddle, in fact. Yeah. I mean, I gotta be honest, I don't like the North Macedonia draft super much.
Thank you.
It's
uh,
like a big lack of team fight. Yeah, maybe they overcooked a bit.
I'm gonna say that Hungary has definitely come on top of this one, and we might be heading to a game three if the draft is everything that we are looking at. But of course, you got to execute the draft before you can take it to that. And I also got to say, I think Vengeful is great at dealing with the Monkey King. But now that this Monkey King has been flexed to support, it doesn't really matter. Like, what are you gonna? You're gonna chase a Monkey King in the tree line with a Wave of Terror. You're gonna swap a Monkey King outside of Wukong's command, a Monkey King who's a support. I don't really think that's worth it, right? If this was a monkey carry, pops Wukongs, you swap him out, that's great value. Otherwise, I think Gogo might need to start reconsidering the way he's going to approach this and maybe even change the build up because we often see this Echo Saber build on Core Venge. I think this game, they're in desperate need of someone building an Orchid first.
I mean, Orchid is just always an amazing item, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, as you said, they don't really have to. I mean, Coddle, historically was one of the heroes that could build it. Gets
Okay.
the additional cast range as well. So maybe that's the answer, but then he can't really rush the vessel that he would like to have to. We'll have to see. They drafted this how do we call it? Interesting lineup, let's put it that way. It's a pretty ugly one, in my opinion, but you got what you got. Gotta make do with it.
Well, as we are ready to get into the second game of this lower bracket best of three, I'm just gonna quickly give an update to the other series going on at the same time right now off stream. And of course, it is Moldova versus Romania, where Romania have managed to take game number one. And Bulgaria versus Poland. Bulgaria also in the lead for now, as Turkey and Serbia are still playing the first map. So Poland and Moldova with a back towards the wall, just like Hungary is in this game. And let's see who's going to get on top of who, as Solar wants to break the smoke of Hungary.
Russo. Well, there shouldn't be any action again. Well, I say that. But, maybe somebody has a sneaky move. The Monkey King. If they catch him and cut the tree, there's always some action to be had. Still relaxing on the tree.
What is that observer word?
Yeah,
By
I'm
Monkey
sure.
King.
It doesn't really see much of value in that laning phase. A courier snipe, maybe?
But it's not in the right position for career snipe. The only explanation I have for it is blocking the Coddle stack camp, but Coddle like camps the other camp, not like stacks the other camp, not this one, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure. Well, one thing is for sure, that one won't be dewatted.
I would assume not. Yeah, okay. So he used the sentry to block the close by camp and an observer for the deep one. Okay.
Worth? Question mark?
I don't know, expending an observer ward so deep into the enemy jungle so early on, I think just going for the sentries might be slightly better, but we'll have to wait and see. As Solar, we already see how pesky he can be. Tree dance, no cooldown, hopping in and out, and now he's going to use just to go side by side with Serix to eat a ton of damage from both the Jakiro and the Sven. That was not a calculated jump.
Be a little more careful. One more dual breath, Darkseid might be in trouble. He started, of course, without regen. So, a little bit more greedy, has to wait a while longer.
I sadly think this is actually the go-to build. You go without regen in lane and you get 3 gauntlets of strength. I assume that's what
it is. But at the same time, if this happens, you can be in big trouble.
He gets the courier, but he's gonna allow at least Solar to kill the Jakiro. Potentially one more right click to get the job done, and he will get it. But of course, Sven getting the gold influx and the Darkseer missing out on some of that will be pretty bad. But at least the Monkey King will be happy, I suppose. Monkey King is a great support to transition into a core later on in the game.
Yeah, we've seen it time and time again. It's a very strong hero in the right scenario, for sure. But so is Venge. And she's putting in the pain right now. Honestly,
what was that?
I didn't think too much about Venge, but she could be the missing piece of their puzzle. Oh, not again. Oh, you just have a 1. And you have no TP.
Fine. He's fine. And I can't say the same thing about this KDM tree and down bottom.
Treant Protector. Well, the Venge could transition to a super nice core. I actually kind of like the pick. Again, the entire draft is just not very stable, which is why I didn't like the overall picture. Or not again.
What is happening?
There can be the Darkseer trap.
Why is the Darkseer playing so aggressive? You just need to pop an Iron Shell and then hope to get some gold. Like that's the name of the game. I don't understand. I know you've got a monkey which is strong, but it's not worth it. Speaking of not understanding things, why is Gogo overstepping so deep, allowing Aida to connect with another power shot and get the kill? Maybe it's been a long weekend, Black. I mean, it has been for the players that don't have enough experience to run so many games in a tournament back to back, including 2 best-of-3 series in a day. It might catch up to some of them. And now George, what a surprise, most likely punishing this very useful keeper of the light mid. I think another steering change and he just kills the Coddle.
But I hope he's not gonna die that easily. That would be pretty sad.
No, that hero deserves this fate.
Wow. Actual hater.
Yeah, absolutely. Uh,
Personal
I'm
vendetta.
I'm a hater and I'm proud of it, especially when it comes to coddle mid. Otherwise, I'm a lovely guy. You can confirm that, Black, right? Oh, look, you said that our observer's not going to be deworded. It has. Allison bought 2 sentries for himself, and now Zip Zap losing his career because Solar is just doing Monkey King things. Yes, your Darkseer is really struggling, but you don't care. You're a Monkey King. Your job is not to even be there.
Yeah, screw him, right?
I mean, in a sad way, that is the way to play Monkey 4.
It is, yeah. You're definitely on courier duty.
H8, okay. Serix will get out this time because he has level 2, so he has a point in Surge. And look at the damage. Gogo, again, punished by this wind range. Oh, never mind. Never mind.
Almost punished. But yeah, lanes are obviously not going too well this time around. As we already said, their draft is very flimsy. If they don't get out of the lanes pretty much perfectly, I don't really see how they transition to the mid game from there.
Wait, for which side?
North Macedonia.
Okay, yeah, of course. Okay, Gogo, this time around, I don't think he'll be able to sidestep the power shot. He shouldn't be able to, but he does. I don't understand how is this possible. I think that's 3 power shots missed in a row, allowing Gogo to survive, which, of course, he doesn't have a good lane at all. He's like 9 last hits behind a Wind Ranger, but he's still there. He's leeching XP. He's not being sent back to base. And he's doing better than the Darkseer, I can say that much for sure.
Yeah, he is. But Darkseer is very easy to catch up with, whereas Wind Ranger... Vengeful, not so much, yep.
Okay, set up top. Is there an Iron Shell on top of this Monkey King? I don't think it's the case. And the overtime damage from H8 will kill Sarix all the time bottom. They're trying to get on top of Gogo for once. Would really want to. Aida is going to try again. Sidestep from Gogo. And it's a complete disaster as Gogo is completely outmaneuvering this Wind Ranger. Finally dies to the right click. But up top, the Jakiro also falls to the Monkey. And it's going to be a 2-for-1 trade favoring Hungary. Although these power shots are very entertaining. They're going to go again with George rotation level 6 on the Ember Spirit. They're trying to get on top of Zip Zap. Has the armor. Allison comes in to do absolutely nothing other than steal some creeps. And then he will make his way back to mid.
Yeah.
You can't tell me the Coddle TP was valuable there. Zip Zap was safe no matter what.
Yeah.
Oh, not now!
Safe, well...
Okay, turn around. Zip Zap 1 HP, dies to the Boundless Strike. Allison tries to connect, but George has a haste rune, so he will get out of there. Now the charge coming in from the Spirit Breaker. Really want to get on top of this Ember Spirit. Does not have enough mana for anything, and the Illuminate is actually going to chip him at the very edge. And it's going to be the carry for the mid laner trade between the two squads.
There we go. Coddle is showing again why he deserves to be in the meta.
Absolute S tier pick, yeah.
Yeah. Great contribution. Could have been anybody.
I guess if you played, I don't know, Crystal Maiden mid, maybe not.
Don't hate on Tiamat. I love playing her. Well, she's not as strong anymore now that ult doesn't give armor, but...
Need 7 wisdom. They're gonna steal it. Nice charge, and they could even kill Solar's Monkey King. Tries to dodge with the shapeshift, but now H8's gonna come in. Solar, nice fairy fire, keep him alive, and vacuum pulling him back. Even the Sven is there for a little while, but he will not be able to help these supports as both of them will fall. That is a huge rotate, even Aida here, and that's gonna miss another power shot. At least Serix gets a double kill with the Iron Shell. That is not a skill ability to connect with. I'm gonna say it's worth it.
I don't like that Wind Ranger TP though. Now Venge is completely free farming down there.
That's what I mean. It's worth it for North Macedonia.
Yeah. What are you doing in the meantime as a Wind Ranger? Like, why did you even go there?
You wanted to throw another power shot.
Power shot is great.
Are we up to 5 power shots that Aida has missed?
Well, she just answered that.
Oh, he got it. He connected with 1. He's breaking the curse.
Just as you asked the question, Wind Ranger said, I don't think so.
Why is he top? I don't understand. What's happening right now? They've swapped lanes? Like, yeah, they have. Darkseer is bottom now. And now Focus Fire gets used? and he's gonna die.
Now, that's good.
For who?
Blinding Light, you know,
Oh,
it's
of
a
course, yeah.
very strong
Illuminate,
ability.
yeah.
Against Wind Ranger is super, super nice.
I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea what the Wind Ranger was doing up top, and as you can tell, it was not a good play or a good plan or a good game plan, as he did get punished, but at least they will get a trade kill on the opponent's offlane in exchange as George continues farming on his Ember Spirit level 8, gonna go back mid, and I think this Ember has had a very lovely start to his game so far.
As I was praising the enemy's Ember, he picked it up himself. Wants to show the people that he can do it as well. But
What, Black? What is the best Spirit Brother you play? Like, which one of them you'd say you're the best?
Storm, for sure. Yeah.
Go comes back to lane to die again. The swap will buy him a bit more time, but in the end, there's no power shot needed. And now the Jakiro's there with the macro pyre to just, you know. I think he was top and he wanted to go back to Fountain quicker. So instead of TPing back to base, he came bottom to be sent like that. I think that's good.
Hey, you want to be part of the fun, you know, part of the party. Coddle now has Spirit Vessel completed, so there's a lot of potential magic damage coming out, but Ember doesn't really care. You probably want to get on top of the Wind Ranger with that.
I think Wind Ranger is like the only one you can actually kill. I guess you can kill the supports, but that's not. I mean, let's see. Serix is trying to deny the tower. Okay, never mind. The God Strength of Zip Zap. Yeah, kind of a scary thing to play nearby.
Yeah, he was flirting with the idea of denying the tower, and then Zip Zap was like, "Get out of here."
Yeah, you want to deny the tower? Let me deny your life.
Oh, sorry, sir. Here, take the tower. Coddle just defending lanes as he always does. And we'll see. You know, Coddle could become very scary once he has his ATOS or maybe even Hex later on.
Of course he will.
They scout out the Spirit Breaker. They have Overgrowth as well.
They've got two heroes that play in the trees, the Treant Protector and the Monkey King. So, okay, you reveal the Treant, but the Monkey's still nearby, and now Carl, it's gonna be the punish one. Shackle connects, and now Power Shot! There we go, baby! George is actually gonna come in with the kill secure for Sleight of Fist Searing Chains combination, but it's gonna be 11-6, and despite this early kill lead for Hungary, they're not doing too hot when it comes to last hits.
It's just up 1k gold. The lanes haven't gone as good as I thought they would, but I just don't believe in his Venge coming back into this game. It's just impossible, almost.
Yeah, if you play Vengeful Spirit, you want to be the one dominating the lane, you want to be on top of the net worth, you want to be the one punishing the opponents, and we mentioned this during the draft, Black. It don't really make sense.
I thought the idea was interesting, because you wanted a strong laning partner with the Spirit Breaker. But if it doesn't work, it's a very risky pick. And yeah, it could just backfire. However, you know, it's still good for the mid-late game to get some nice swaps, potentially comboed with the Hex of the Coddle.
Focus Fireball.
Or you... Well, he's still fine. Ooh, nice charge.
Oh, swap is not going to be perfect now. Aida's turning around. Okay, so I'm still going to get the kill before he passes away. And now the Keeper of the Light going to throw in an Illuminate, and it's not going to reach KDM. Well done, good hero. And now Solar jumping up and down the tree, but not in the correct direction. And now Spirit Vessel on top of the Monkey King will most likely allow them to get the kill. One more right click will get the job done. It's going to be HB with a dual Fire Breath, granting himself a double kill.
Once again, making it look pretty easy. Now they actually did for the first time in this game in the gold lead.
Wait, who?
North Macedonia was in the gold lead very, very briefly.
For like 2 seconds. Oh, they're charging bottom. Nice shackle from Aida. Turns around. And Spirit Vessel and Illuminate are doing a lot of good job. But this Wind Ranger's trying to run away. Where is your Ember Spirit? Finally arriving, but you lost your carry. It's going to be a bit too late. And now let's see, can you get any casualties in exchange? Allison's running away, but George has no more mana. Sleight of Fist will not get the job done. And now he's 1v3 again. Where is the rest of the team? Finally, Keeper of the Light dies. But George, stop spamming abilities. You're charging his one. That's why he's killing you guys. He ran out of mana, and because H8, the Coddle and the Spirit Breaker kept using abilities, they gave him 7 extra 1 charges, which gave him another Sleight of Fist. And because he had an Arcane Rune, the mana cost is way less than normal. That's how he got a triple kill. That's incredible mistakes from North Macedonia there.
Yeah, well, it's a tough call to make, right, in that moment. And the mage there, also fantastic pickup. Basically, yeah, securing him. How many kills was it? 3? 3 kills. Very, very nice pocket change, of course. While the Sven is still just farming, as well as the Wind Ranger too. Died twice. Wind Ranger is kind of like Venge. You can't really get back into the game too well from being behind.
Okay, they're a bit deep this time, and nice cutting of the tree from Kralot. Not gonna allow Solar stealing the Wisdom Rune, and he will pay with his life. But again, Monkey dying, allowing the Ember Spirit to get out is fine, even if the Treant Protector of KDM will follow suit as well. But in mid, that's gonna be very important. Wind Ranger losing her life to the Keeper of the Light. It's a massive victory for North Macedonia. So yeah, 3 for 1, that's pretty good. If it was only the supports, not that crucial.
Yeah, Wind Ranger again. I mean, she's still sitting pretty high in terms of net worth. Yeah. But all these deaths, you know, they are adding up, and Venge is slowly creeping up there as well.
What about a Monkey King? How is his items looking like? Because I see this Jakiro building almost a full Yule Scepter, which would be great. Always going for the Atos. This is my build. This is what I play for Monkey support. But you know what I don't do? I don't overcommit on an Ember Spirit if I'm a Jakiro. He's going to be protected by Kralot, but look at Zip Zap on the high ground. George, another Sleight of Fist, and gets out of there to safety. Now KDM, kind of debated by his own teammate, trying to go for that Jakiro kill, will die to Zip Zap Sven, who now is joining up with his team. When you have a 9.5k Sven joining up 2,000 gold ahead of everybody on your squad, you will feel the damage of this Sven.
Yeah, we haven't really seen him participate in too many fights yet, but once he comes and he starts whacking people, as you said, it's gonna get real painful.
Solar and Aida.
You're gone.
This be the, I want to say, 4th, 6th death. Oh my god, for Gogo. Now they're trying to get Aida in exchange, but with the Darkseer there, you're kind of afraid. The Darkseer has a full pipe, so a lot of damage from the Jakiro and the Coddle would get nullified. Look at the Monkey King making a lot of vision. Want to get on top of the Ember Spirit. The Sleight of these Searing Chains connect. And now George is on top of Allison. Let's see, can the Coddle get out there? Spirit Breaker charging the backline. Net Strike gets Pump Fake, not used quite yet. Gotcha damage coming in. But look at the overgrowth. It's the wall on top of them both. And now the Spirit Breaker has nothing to do. The Sven tries to get some damage in, but the Vacuum, Sleight of Fist, Fire Remnant. Finally, the Ember Spirit falls. Can they even kill the supports as this Sven is getting to work? The Surge to get the Lifestealer away, and the Aghanim Shard on KDM to slow down Zip Zap, allowing the rest of the course to get out of there. But still, what was a phenomenal fight from Hungary ends up being turned on his head from this God Strength Sven, who's still using it, wants to kill the Treant Protector. He might as well get the job done. One more right click, but no more God Strength. The Warcry still there though. KDM sidesteps that, but Zip Zap has his eyesight on Aida. No Wind Run available, but the Primal Spring to jump in. They could all sacrifice themselves to him, and now the Wukong command coming at the very edge on the isolated part of the map. Allison cannot even get a single kill. The Illuminate doesn't connect, and now Power Shot, pitch perfect after Shackle, and it's gonna be a double kill for the Wind Ranger.
Wow, the fight actually looked so good for them, and then an overcommitment towards the end kind of ruined it completely for them. It's like you're cooking an amazing dish and you put salt on top of it. A lot of salt.
No, you put sugar on top of it, and that's what ruins it.
I mean, I like sugar. I wouldn't say it ruins it.
Okay, Solar will get punished by a high ground word, and Gogo's gonna get a
steals
kill.
it with the swap. Nice. I would have done that too, actually.
I think he needs it, right? This Vengeful Spirit has been so shut down that getting a kill is great. But look at the Gleipnir coming in from the Wind Ranger, and now Sleight of Fist onto the 3 targets. H8, Macro Pyre or not, will get pulled back by the Vacuum. Vengeful dies. She does get the Scepter somehow. And now, Serix swapped again into the Stormhammer. Allison actually collects that kill, and it's a 4 dominating kill streak being collected by this Keeper of the Light.
Ooh, the charge coming through as well. You're gone.
Gleipnir. That's the Gleipnir.
Oh, careful with the Coddle Wave. Wow.
He does somehow still alive, but another Solar Bind will get the job done. KDM with the Sentry spots him, and now Solar and Ember Spirit with a pitch-perfect Primal Spring onto 3 from the top of the tree dance, and now the Sleight of Fist again. This Gogo was just respawning on the Vengeful Spirit, tries to turn around, swap onto George, but now Solar goes right-clicking away. Can they get another bit of help? 6 seconds until the Darkseer respawns, but no. Gogo will get out of there safely for now.
I have to admit, I love this game. It's so back and forth.
It's very entertaining.
It's very entertaining, yeah. Just look at the amount of fights going on throughout this entire game. Look at the kill score. More than 1 kill per minute.
This was beautiful. Such a nice Primal Spring. And Gogo was so close to... Well, his spirit form was so close to being killed just as he was respawning. It wouldn't have affected, like, the goal swing wouldn't have gone any other way, but Gogo could have actually turned around there if he had, well, considerable more farm than he does currently. But the fact that he has the Aghanims despite a rough early game is still alright for him.
Yeah, as you said, he's still doing very well for himself.
Oh my god, look at the catch, the swap out. No! You sacrifice yourself, but that is a very beautiful macro pyre. Is it gonna be enough? No, I don't think so. And now Gogo's gonna lose both his life and the spirit form. Spirit barrier from the swap. Nah, doesn't count. Okay, Gogo, you're playing core, not support. You're not meant to sacrifice yourself for position 5 Jakiro.
Not like that, yeah.
And if you do, let me know. Let's play some pubs. Save me, please.
Yeah, a little bit rough, unfortunately. And
It's okay, guys. Carter will carry. Said no one ever.
well, at least he's a team player, right?
H8 is just turning into food. He has 5 and 9. Doing a lot of magic damage on the Jakiro, which is what he should. But he doesn't really have the setup, and that's what we talked about since we saw the draft. It's great to see the Jakiro Sven, but they don't have the luxury of a Darkseer. They don't have the Enigma that, you know, goes for the black hole and then you pop the macro pyre. Even that top swap to save the Jakiro, it was very nice turnaround with the macro pyre, but nobody followed up.
Yeah, and of course they also had the pipe, which means it's pretty much instantly nullified as well. Yeah, it's tough to play Jakiro into pipes. I mean, most of the damage is magical to begin with. It's a big problem with Cuddle Middle as well.
You tell me. I know. There's a lot of problems with Cuddle Middle, but there's also a problem with Gogo walking up the high ground when there is no observer wards of his team. And yes, this charge will come through and it will kill the Spirit Breaker, but at the cost of your own venge, is it going to be worth it? Nice. Atos actually going to slow down the Darkseer, and now Zip Zap actually zipping and zapping, but look at the Aghanim shard from Solar to get out of there. I think he might escape Spirit Vessel. No, final charge into swap will kill this support Spirit Breaker. And again, no matter how many mistakes, no matter how bad the Vengeful does, and no matter how bad this Coddle sucks, this Sven can always put the team in his back and carry. Good damage from the Venge. Good damage from the Venge as well.
Yeah, I mean, Venge, you know, you're laughing, but there is a world where she will transition into a decent core later on.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see how it all ends up going.
We now have a
I don't hate the position right now, to be entirely honest. Sven is doing a lot of work.
The only question mark I actually have about this draft is I think the supports on the Radiant side will actually have a bit more value going into the ultra late game than the Jakiro Spirit Breaker, but not by a huge margin, right? It depends only how farmed and how big this Monkey King gets in minute 35, 40.
Yeah, you're probably right. Monkey King right now, though, he's not super farmed, he's not super poor. He's having a decent game.
But North Macedonia realizes that they have the tempo with the Sven being the most farmed hero on the map, and that's what they're smoking up. This is the correct way of approaching this. The only question is, can they get on top of this pesky Ember Spirit? This seems to be the nearest hero to them, but the Sven's beelining bottom. He wants to kill. That would only be a Treant, though. That wouldn't be a massive kill. As, my god, Zip Zap is level 20 now. And I think they could go Roshan here.
Level 20. Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous how farmed the Sven actually is.
He's got
But it's a
306
Sven,
losses.
you know?
Yeah.
It is a hero that can get kited very hard on late game, especially by Treant, Wind Ranger. They have a great kiting lineup. So yeah, we'll have to see what he can actually end up doing.
Giving up the first Roshan for free, Hungary decides that they want to keep on farming, they want to split the map, and I actually think it's the correct choice. I don't think you want to fight just yet. I think you're waiting for a couple of bigger items, and the only question is, can you kite the Sven and North Macedonian squad around the map for full 5 minutes? That's what I'm not sure you can do.
That is indeed a very good question.
Mass TP's top, and someone is being charged. It might be this Wind Ranger of Aida, who doesn't have a Blink Dagger but does have BKB Gleipnir. Oh, Serix! What a vacuum, and now the Nether Strike Kralot. I think you might have just debated yourself, and he's gonna die before the rest of the team arrive, but a swap in time. This time actually very useful, but he's still dying to the overtime damage. Aida is orchided up, but the BKB will get popped from the Wind Ranger. They're turning around, they want to kill Gogo, but he is also very tanky. That is a university hero, as Black would say, but Wukong's command for the separation more than sufficient to kill the Vengeful Spirit, and now get out there. Don't engage with its spirit form, because she will have another swap.
Yeah, I'm gonna be very careful how you position yourself from now on out. Well, again, game is absolutely even. Literally couldn't be any more even than it is right now. What a treat, honestly. We've had so many one-sided games, but this is absolutely, yeah, it's a treat to watch.
Oh, KDM. I believe there's... Wait, who has the gem? Oh, it's the same sentry from about 20 minutes ago. It's not an actual same one, but it's placed in the same location. But now the Ember has a Gleipnir. You're talking about this kiting, and now, oh, Keeper of the Light. Wait, guys, he's a Storm Spirit. He'll get out. Oh no, he's not. Another Gleipnir, and all of these will actually be very, very good versus a Sven. The lower his BKB duration will be, and I think he's used it quite a fair few seconds. He's definitely not a 9-second BKB. We're looking at, let me just check, Sven has a, nope, never mind, he's got a 9-second BKB. Okay, later on, when he has a 6-second BKB, the multiple Gleipnirs could actually punish him.
Yeah, we'll have to see when it happens. But, as we said, the kiting game of the Raiden is very strong, so yeah, I'm not too hopeful for his late game, unfortunately.
He's a one-man army. This is like the definition of a 4 protect 1, right? And yes, the Vengeful's trying their best to pull her weight, but other than that, the Jakiro is completely shut down. He's the lowest hero on the map. Spirit Breaker has a Shadow Blade, but we see all his charges always be cancelled by the Gleipnirs, by the Vacuums, by the Shackles. And now they're trying to catch George by surprise, but George does have a passive Remnant. Can Zip Zap connect with a stun before he gets out of there? They're smoking again. They're charging down bottom. They spotted Aida, and Aida, I don't think you're gonna get out of here.
Looks like a dead man walking. Yep, you're gone.
Eggs revealed from the Sven. But they're buying time. That's the name of the game. I asked, can they kite North Macedonia around the map for 5 minutes? And they've done it for 3. And North Macedonia hasn't even claimed the tier 2 yet, Black. I thought they might need to go for racks. The fact that, okay, they got a Wind Ranger here, but the tier 2s are still standing, it's very rough for them. But look at him. Gets A-tossed. Boundless Strike as the Jakiro is getting killed in the front line. Now Superman towards the Ember Spirit. And the damage coming on to George. He does not have a Dual Scepter. Yes, he does. And now he's just going to Remnant out to safety. Zip Zap. Another Superman, this time on top of the Darkseer, who does have a Surge. But the Nether Strike is going to pull him back. But there are no creeps in mid just yet. Backdoor protection available for a few more seconds. And now Ember, George wants to go for Kralot. One more right click would have gotten the job done.
That is some massive damage up. But of course, what we didn't speak about is the Superman, of course, the spells, the Wind Run as well.
Zip Zap turns around, BKB, It doesn't have God Strength anymore. Now the Glider's gonna catch him. The Aegis is still available, but he will pop it. Now he needs some help, and he needs it now. Vengeful Spirit will get killed, and the swap is not gonna be there in time. After Sven is trying to get some work done with the BKB, they managed to kill the Treant Protector. Yes, they are. And now George and Aida trying to get on top of the Sven yet again, but they will be happy even with the Spirit Breaker kill, which they're gonna get. Illuminate doesn't do that much, but now the Ice Path Pitch Perfect on top of the Monkey King. The action continues, and look at him flying in, dispelling the Wind Run, getting the kill done. George sidestepping, going north. No more mana, no more remnants, no more HP.
How angry are you that Coddle is winning right now?
I don't think he's winning.
He's getting carried,
Yeah.
but he's still winning. You know, it counts.
My point is, they didn't claim even a tier 2 with the Aegis. They might do it now, but those were 6 minutes where no objectives were taken. That's all I'm saying for now. Of course, Zip Zap has skyrocketed his net worth even further, and he will be going for the MKB next. But I think Hungary is doing all they can given the circumstances.
Oh, 100%. It's very interesting to see like how far ahead the Sven is of everybody. He's an absolute monster. And Alchemist earned, you're gone. There's the power of Vengeful now. Didn't have the best game, but the power of Swappers is so strong. Might end up dying here. No.
And you gotta stop prioritizing Gogo. We've seen the last couple of skirmishes where they're prioritizing this Vengeful Spirit. She doesn't care if she dies, guys. She doesn't care. She will still be there. You need to kill the supports. You need to kill the Coddle. I mean, hell, you need to kill the Sven, but that's pretty impossible.
Yeah, the Sven is perhaps a little strong for you right now. Just a tiny bit. A smudge, as the British people would say.
Oh, there is... This Darkseer is kind of underfarmed. I just realized I thought he might be closer to...
Look at the Wind Ranger compared to the Sven.
Yeah. I mean, I was thinking about the Aghanims on the Darkseer. That could be a good turnaround point if you're a Hungarian fan, but... Doesn't seem to be coming anytime soon as he wants to go for a Lotus Orb. Now they're going to find this Vengeful Spirit. The Spirit Breaker's not that far. He's going to charge in to create a separation there. But again, they're focusing the Venge. Gogo is going to die, but he's still going to be there. And now he has the barrier. And now Allison is here. Wukong's command comes in and they're turning the focus fire. And the Keeper of the Light just melts in a matter of seconds. But now Nether Strike on the Venge. And look at the amplified damage. Zip Zap wants to truly zip and zap the opponents. They're actually going to get dispelled by the Yule Scepter. And now KDM using the Overgrowth for more separation. They've managed to kill 2. If you're on the Hungarian cores, you need to get out there. You want to kill the courier. Aida, you've definitely overstayed your welcome. Vacuum to give him more time, but the charge and the right clicks will get the job done. Swap onto the high ground, and now Serix will follow in the afterlife.
Yeah, and Gogo is getting richer and richer, and so is Sven. That's the thing with Venge. Like, she will become a very strong core, right? I mean, she already is, to be honest, with her net worth now. And the Darkseer, as you said, underfarm. Wind Ranger super underfarmed now with Superman online and the dispel there.
His 1 creep for 25 as well. That's going to be extra God Strength damage.
Yeah, it's very tough right now to come back into the game for them.
And I think if you get the 2 kills that you had there, and then Wind Ranger and Darkseer just TP out, that's fine. But then Wind Ranger gets a bit greedy, wants to kill the Satanic on the courier. That allows Zip Zap to get on top of her. Then Serix feels desperate of trying to help her with the vacuum, and then he falls soon in the afterlife. Just let him get the Satanic. Get out of there. You kind of won the initial skirmish.
Yeah. Do you think it's too far gone now, the game? Or is there still hope?
Like, kiting is the name of the game. The only question and doubt I have is, can you kill all the 4th Macedonian players and then get out of there without Zip Zap deleting you all? That's my question. And I tend to say no. He's got so many ways of getting on top of you with the Superman, with the Harpoon. It might have actually, like, slipped out of their hands completely.
It's not just that, it's also... The Venge is perfect at catching heroes, right? Coddle, amazing at that. So is Spirit Breaker. So they don't have any lack of disables or stuns. Yeah, as you said, it's going to be tough. It's going to be very, very tough to escape from the Sven. And if he hits you, he's going to 2-shot you.
And, like, Aida has been building this Lincoln Sphere for the last 12 minutes, it feels like. And she's going to die again. Nothing you can do. Look at the damage, man. That is incredible. Zip zap indeed, as North Macedonia with a statement, wanting to prove that even with the slightly lesser draft, we've got all the tools needed to take out anyone standing in our way.
Yeah, it is very, very, very interesting how this entire team just went completely under our radars. Now they're gonna be in the lower bracket round 3. Most
Yep.
likely, game is not over. Darkseer, Wombo combo. There's always a chance. A very slight one.
They are
Wow.
one victory away. Well, if they win this map, they will be one victory away from earning another lower bracket chance. Did you know that, Black?
Where you get 2 lower bracket lives?
So if you make it to lower bracket round 4, right?
Yeah.
You then have another lower bracket chance, which is a 1v1 with the other lower bracket 4 team that loses for the final slot.
It's a 1v1 mid?
I hope not. Although I actually think it's an actual best of 3.
Ah, okay, okay.
So yeah, if you make it to lower bracket round 4, because obviously there are 5 teams making it, there
Yeah.
is an extra lower bracket, which I
Gotcha.
suspect most likely, looking at the way this looks, it could be a battle for the ages between either Bulgaria and Macedonia or Romania and Macedonia, depending who wins that matchup, I think.
I would love to see Macedonia there, to be honest. Really
So
liking the
do
way they
I.
play. So
They are
aggressive.
they're very good, and if this is just the beginning of their 2024 season, imagine all the hard work they could put in for the next couple of months before the World Esports Championships. It could be a strong contender, and obviously making a huge showing on the international stage. But let's not put all our eggs in a basket. They might be 18k up with the most farm hero on the map and 16k goal lead, but at least they're 3 kills behind. And maybe this is good for our newer viewers or viewers that aren't familiar with Dota. You look at the score, you're like, oh yeah, Hungary's winning 36 to 33. Well, like our lovely observer showing you right now, the green numbers are the win rate probability according to Dota Plus, which is, I guess, the Dota AI. And they predict Macedonia will win the second game currently with a 91% chance.
Yeah, but these numbers did lie in the past, obviously.
Of
It's
course.
just an estimate. And giving 10%, I actually feel like it's quite generous.
No, I think that's about right. I think there's a
You think
10%
so?
chance someone disconnects and never connects back again.
That sounds more like a 1% chance to me.
No, I mean, jokes aside, I actually think there is still a chance for Hungary. I don't think they're completely out of this one yet. Uh, do I know what the chance is? Of course not. But I'm telling you, there is one. No, I think the chance. I mean, we have yet to see a vacuum wall overgrowth combo in the mid game. I think we had one early on when both heroes hit level 6. So if we can do that, multiple Gleipnirs, multiple Sleights of Fist, probably a lot of Focus Fire, Maelstrom procs, and of course Boundless Strike, Wukong Command, there is a possibility of, killing the North Macedonian heroes. The only question is, if you're Zip Zap, are you using the God Strength before or after the Aegis?
Yes.
Yes, okay. You are using it. That's
No,
good.
I think you used it before. You have the Satanic, like one hit is literally going to bring you back to full life.
Another question, Black. Have you covered Turkey at all this tournament?
I have not. Nope.
Neither have I. So Turkey, just like North Macedonia, one of these teams that are making a hell of a showing this qualifier, are currently 1-0 up versus Team Serbia. So two two
Wow.
great two great underdog stories we have right now in this Dota 2 European qualifiers. I gotta say.
Yeah, it could potentially get very interesting for the last couple of spots there.
Well, we have a bit of a pause, so I can update you a bit more with some of the other results. Romania has actually completed their victory in 2 games versus Moldova. So, well, I can now confirm that whoever wins Turkey versus Serbia will be facing Romania tomorrow.
And that was in the second round of the lower bracket, correct?
Yeah, that's correct. So the same side, but the opposite part of the bracket as the match as we are watching right now.
All right, so they also have to win 2 more.
Yeah.
Gotcha. But I mean, they do look quite a bit stronger now.
They've also played only France and Moldova. Again, I don't know how much I would read into those results.
Come on, what's your Romanian pride? You're gonna be like, yeah, they're
I gotta be
great. They're gonna.
I gotta be
Yeah,
realistic.
okay.
Let's be
I mean,
honest. Until I see them face off versus Poland, Bulgaria, I guess North Macedonia or Greece, I'm not gonna make any other conclusions.
Fair.
Yep. Roche is falling.
Relatively quickly.
On the bright side, I guess, if Sven wants the Aegis, he doesn't have all the items on him, and he's not gonna get the Aegis because he thinks he is immortal. That means Allison, who's been a, cannon fodder, will have 2 lives next.
And they also have, of course, the halberd. No, the halberd. Sorry, the flag, the banner.
Halberd.
In order to make the creeps immune to damage, of course. Hey, it kind of looks like a halberd. Come on.
Sure. What is this build, bro?
A very interesting one.
Vessel Ghost Scepter. Okay. Solar is being chased down by H. He should realize that he's being charged down, and he's gonna lose the gem. In 3, 2, 1. That was easy. Zip zapping in, killing Solar, dropping his gem to the ground, and he does have a buyback on the Monkey King. The only question right now is for Hungary, who the hell are you gonna kill? Vengeful has double lives, Karl has double lives, the Sven you can't kill.
And even if you jump someone, Venge can always swap you from like full screen range.
Yeah.
I think Venge is ridiculously farmed now too.
I actually think this might be game. You're right, 10% was too much. Okay, well, Zip Zap has the God Strength. He's going to use it. Armor's not going to help. Swapping the Treant Protector, who was charged from the long-range Spirit Breaker. There's nothing you can do. I genuinely think you got to give up Mega Creeps here. I mean, God Strength would expire in about 25 seconds, but the banner gets dropped in. Vacuum Wall. They're trying to kill Gogo again. Fine. If he dies, it's whatever. He has a second Spirit Form. Range Rex is the first to drop. Power Shot, long-range damage. Illuminate coming in for a bit of an extra heal. Wind Ranger gets silenced and Gogo wants to go for another swap. He does have it. Look at how deep he's playing. He's playing under the wall. And now Bandle's trying to jump on top of this man. You didn't want to do that, Solar, did you? And the Gleipnir coming in to kill the Vent, but she has another swap. That's the way the Spirit Form reset works, and this Vent continues to get to work as he gets the kill onto the melee racks, but they're going for more Vacuum Wall under the Wukong's command, and the Focus Fire, the buyback from Gogo, doesn't want to use his Spirit Form, only the Jakiro will die, but that is a buyback from the Vengeful Spirit, and double buyback from the Radiant supports as well.
Huh, okay, so now where does it leave us at? They didn't manage to get the Rex. Lots of buybacks forced off from both sides, and maybe 10% was right after all, huh?
I don't know, Black. They're smoking up. Hungary realizes this might be their tempo, but the BKB is off cooldown. The God Strength is available. I think you missed your 20 seconds window when the God Strength was not available. They're trying to get the Spirit Breaker, but do they have the dust for it? Okay, they do. They're gonna kill him right away, and now Gogo's there. Gets punched by Serix, he does not have a shard, and look at the pitch perfect jump in, buyback from the Spirit Breaker, Lotus Orb, Shackle onto the Sven, nice Vacuum Wall for a bit more separation, trying to pull him back in, and the swap is coming through at the right moment with a Magic Missile long range, but the Searing Chains are doing a lot of good job. The Sven doesn't want to use the BKB just yet, he's holding it, and the Vengeful's gone. Does have a Spirit Form, but the kiting has started to happen. George, nice sidestep with a Sleight of Fist, and look at the Superman, it's gonna be the Wind Ranger dying. She does have the buyback on the damage, it might just be too much. No more Vacuum for 5 seconds, but George is trying to get out there with the Fire Spirits, and he's gonna break the Monkey King's tree with the Fire Spirit. Oh, Allison, I forgot that we had a Keeper of the Light in this game. He's doing stuff in the enemy's base. Okay, good job, Allison.
Hey, everybody did their part, including the Coddle.
Where was he for that entire team fight?
he was doing things, okay, pushing lanes.
Sure he was, okay.
So they're still trying to defend, obviously, here. Coddle has the Aegis.
No God Strength
as well. You don't want to lose your... Ooh, that's what...
Perfect swap. George, does he have the buyback? I don't know, but he's definitely not going to have the HP to sustain himself through that. No buyback, no more range racks, no more melee will follow. And this is going to be Mega Creeps.
Well, game is not over yet for them. What they think, anyway.
Lotus, BKB, Superman in the fountain, they're pulling him in. Zip Zap, you might be going into that focus fire from the fountain, but the Satanic says, no, no, no. I am the one killing you. I cannot be stopped as North Macedonia wins in a 2-0 dramatic fashion, eliminating Hungary from the European qualifiers.
Yeah, making it look very easy there towards the end. Honestly, their draft in this game, I don't think was very good whatsoever.
Yeah, it was.
They made it work. Early game looked a bit shaky, as it should with that draft, honestly. Made it work anyway. You know, a fantastic team.
Zip Zap MVP, Lifestealer stunning performance, Sven carrying the squad.
He played really damn well, yeah.
He must be. Like, look at this. I mean, this is towards the later portions when he was already ultra farmed. And we saw some snippets right at this very last team fight, Black, of that kiting danger that we talked about. They were kiting them very well, but when you're so far behind, you can only do that for so long, right? And in the end, it was a bit too late for Team Hungary, who will sadly see the end of their 2024 and Team International season. But with a star as bright as North Macedonia, I am so excited to see what the next coming 2 days of qualifiers have in store for us.
Yeah, let me just check real quick. So they are going to play who?
Poland or Bulgaria?
So rematch with Bulgaria, potentially. They were up 1-0, right?
Bulgaria was up 1-0. That is correct, yes.
Okay. Well, I'm going to say if it's Poland with Nisha, they have no chance. But I think the rematch versus Bulgaria is going to be harder because they're going to be much better prepared. It's a best of 3 as well.
Of course, yeah.
But if they can beat Bulgaria again, dude, like they well deserved everything they're getting. It's a big if.
If they can get over that hurdle, I told you, if they can beat Bulgaria tomorrow or Poland, of course, that means they will get the third lower bracket chance. The only question mark I have is, are they going to be able to do it? And I like this, because North Macedonia keeps having these question marks, but they keep proving us wrong, right? They did it in the group stage with an incredible group performance, 4-1. They did it today, despite starting off on the back foot with a loss to Sweden. Still put on a great performance, won one game, and now came in versus Hungary, bounced back from that loss and 2-0 victory, impressive fashion. If they can replicate the same success tomorrow, I'm going to be a believer.
Yeah, I just need them to... The first draft was amazing. The second draft, I don't think you can afford that against a team like Bulgaria. They will punish you much more. And yeah, like if they have the drafting down, I genuinely believe they could beat either of the teams.
Well, I also have to say at the same time, they're very versatile. We've seen that today, and we've seen that, I believe, in a couple of the last few days of the group stage. They're playing a lot of heroes, which is great. But also, if you're a team that's not experienced, it could be a risk of you putting yourself in scenarios of what you draft stuff that you think works, but you get countered by the opponents and you get shut down, which was a risk here. But in the end, the skill level and the consistency of Zip Zap got them over the finish line.
Yeah, 100%. Stellar carry performance. I still think the rest of the team obviously they lifted their own weight as well. They pulled their own weight.
Cuddle.
I mean, you hate on him, but he did pretty well. I think he did pretty well.
Fine.
Yeah, but yeah, Zip Zap definitely masterclass performance.
Well, that is it for today, the third day of the European IESF DOTA2 qualifiers, ladies and gentlemen. Black, do you have any final words you'd like to say to the stream before we close down for tomorrow?
Let's go, Macedonia!
You're making us believers. The national pride of North Macedonia is, it's a fever that's coming after all of us. And tomorrow we will return with more Dota 2 actions from both the upper and the lower bracket. The teams are fighting for the first top 5 seeds to make it to the World Esports Championship. I was Waxen, that was Black. It was a pleasure to be here with you today. We will see you tomorrow for more phenomenal best of 3 action, and stay hydrated.